All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Huckes, and this is Your Best Life Defined. Let's go ahead and get on this thing right now. So, here's the issue I think I've discovered over the years, and that is that a lot of people have excuses for why they aren't doing what they want to do. I mean, they'll talk about losing weight, or they'll talk about maybe some other goal that they've made. I think January 1st is the big day when everybody lies to themselves about the things they're going to do. Okay, that's one of those "I'm gonna" things. If you looked at the podcasts I've done previously, that was one of those issues. Oh, I'm gonna lose weight. Those "I'm gonna" things. I'm gonna get back in shape. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to school and do that. But the issue that we always face is actually getting those goals done. I mean, a lot of people talk about it, and we all have a lot of "I'm gonnas." But how many of us actually are actively involved in pursuing anything at any given time that'll actually make their life better, or allow them to live their best life, or have access to the more of the things they love in their life? The truth is, not too many of us. I mean, the one thing you can say for the American dream, as we've bought off on it, not that there's anything wrong with the American dream, but the American dream that most of us end up with is nothing more than this grind. It's like this slow motion thing that just move and back and forth, and we just click from one thing to the other, and then we fall asleep and we wake up and we do it again, and it's this cycle that doesn't really lend itself to any kind of real energy. So that brings us to the topic of this podcast. So let me ask you a question here. I'm just going to get right to the point on it. What's stopping you from achieving your goals? Whether it's to lose weight, or to save money, or to spend more time with the family. It doesn't have to be some lofty-ass goal like I've achieved. I mean, you don't have to be debt-free, have retired at 54 years old along with your wife, and be able to travel around the country in a luxury fifth wheel. Now, I say luxury fifth wheel. That's not a brag. That just to give you a description of it. It's a lot nicer than most fifth wheels. It has a washer and dryer and a dishwasher on board. And it's still a trailer house. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sell you on some idea that I live in a mansion. But it's a pretty good life. I mean, it really is. It suits what we want to do. We just got kayaks. I mentioned that in the last podcast. I'm kind of excited about it. We get to go see our kids this weekend, and we're really looking forward to getting out on the lake and hanging out and just having some fun. It'll be a great time. But the reason that I'm able to do this is because I didn't let any of those things that stop most people get in my way. See, if no matter what the issue is, no matter what your goal is or where you want to be in your life, if in fact you have not achieved that, you have to take a look at the reasons why. And there are these little barricades, these little obstacles that we place in our way, or in sometimes life places in our way that keeps us from achieving our goals. And when you think about it, the ticket to succeeding and to achieving those goals is to clear those obstacles out of the way. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better to drive on a road without a bunch of rocks on it, right? Why wouldn't you just go ahead and start your quest towards living your best life by clearing all the obstacles on any given goal? What is your obstacle for losing weight? Well, you're eating too much. You're eating too much fast food. You're not counting your calories. You're not making it to the gym. You don't have a gym membership. You let other things get in the way. You spend too much time playing video games. And I have no fault on any of that. My question is, what's stopping you? I mean, what's stopping you from having an amazing relationship? I have a great relationship, and it continues to grow. It's kind of funny because when we were first together, Sandy and I, our conversations always ended in tears. And I've noticed that here lately, all of our conversations end up in somebody laughing. And that's a hell of a long way to come. I mean, it's pretty amazing to brag about that. But even like we're talking about tough subjects, like maybe she'll say something and I take it wrong and I make a comment back. It doesn't ever turn into tears anymore. It turns into a conversation that is mutually respectful and based on kindness, and it just works. And the question is the reason it happened is because we got rid of all the obstacles that would stop us from being able to interact that way. I don't care. Pick your goal. If you want to become more educated or change careers, the first thing you have to do is ask yourself or define where you want to be, and then clear all the crap out of the way that's keeping you from being that. I refer back to this podcast because I still don't feel like I'm worth a crap at it, but then I just got to stop giving a shit. I just got to keep pumping it out because I know eventually if I do this long enough, I'm going to get good at it. Someone's going to pick up on the message, even if it isn't so cool looking at my ugly ass mug on YouTube or listening to me while you're driving down the road. The message is clear. And the message is a simple one. Every day you wake up with a life that's defined by you, around you, for you, and all the things you do, you are on your way to living your best life. And what's stopping you? Well, in most cases, it's you. In most cases, it's you. See, there seems to be this idea that because certain people have access to certain things that's the reason they're successful. Well, this is all unique to us. I am not in the same position as you, and you're not in the same position as your neighbor. You face different hurdles, and likewise, you face different goals. You don't, in spite of owning the same kind of house as them and the cars and all of that, you are not like your neighbor. There are things you enjoy they don't enjoy. There are things that inspire you that don't inspire them. So when you think about where you're going in this whole thing and this idea to live your best life, it comes down to knowing who you are and then getting all that stuff out of the way. What's stopping you? What do you want to be? What in your life, if you sit down and you think about everything you do during the day or everything you would love to do, what in your life would you love to do? And then ask yourself the question, what's stopping you from doing it? What stopped me from doing this podcast was the fact that I just wasn't doing it. I didn't educate myself. I hadn't committed my time to it. I hadn't made the decision to pull the plug, to buy the microphone and to learn how to do it and to start working it and practicing it. And if you go back and listen to my early podcast, you'd be like, damn, I'm surprised he made it. Because it's true. I mean, and even now, it's kind of hard to be natural. I'm talking to a microphone and I'm staring at a video camera. It's hard to be me. And those self-doubt, those things right there are an example of what could be stopping me from doing this. If I spend too much time on social media looking at what I've done or reviewing, checking out the views on the podcast or the videos I'm putting out, it's like getting kicked in the balls. It really is for me. That's just one of those things. And I don't know where it comes from or why it's so important to me, but I need to be validated, or there's a part of me that can get sidetracked because I allow that to happen. So the way I avoid that is I just don't spend any time looking at it. Not that I don't care about you guys, because that's the reason I do what I do. I'm living my life. If I didn't do it again, if I didn't do another podcast from now to the time I die, my life will continue to grow. It'll just be in a different form. I'll still be doing something. It'll just be doing something else. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but I'm not stopping. I'm going to fight this fight till the day God takes me, right? And that's the way it should be. So let me ask you again, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from spending more time than you are right now engaged in that thing you love to do? And I'm not going to name it. What thing, when you're sitting there and you're just daydreaming at work and you're thinking, oh man, I wish I could. Fill in the blank. I wish I could. What would that be? And then once you pick that thing, don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't let anything get in the way of it. And every day you wake up and you ask yourself, how can I get there? And if there's something in your way, like the podcast for me, self-doubt was a big part of that. I don't think I'm good at this. I think I suck at this. But I'm just doing me. I mean, I'm just being who I can be right now until I get better at it. I guess this is all you get. But that isn't an excuse for me not to do it, because for me to have self-doubt is to stop me from heading in the direction I want to go. I want to take my life in a direction that makes it better. I have to believe that by spending my time helping other people, that my life is going to get better. I just believe that. I mean, even if it isn't true, I still get to spend a lot of time thinking about my choices and what I need to do to capture more of my life. And that process will never end. It is ingrained in me regardless of whether I do another podcast or not. And then it's back to you. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from going back to school? What's stopping you from getting that promotion? What's stopping you from spending more time doing the things you love? What's stopping you from becoming that person you want to be? What's stopping you from taking that chance on that crazy idea? And just so you know, when you talk about things that stop us from doing things, I am not looking, or I don't count on anybody to say, whoa, yeah, that's a good idea. Now, there are some people in my life who do. There are some people who support my effort because they understand me. And even as I hone my skills, as I become whatever you think I should be in order for you to sit down and listen to my message, they're supporting me. They think it's great. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think anybody on Facebook follows me. I mean, I think I have a niece or someone of my immediate family and my circle of friends on social media. There isn't anybody following me. You know why? Because that's not where they're at. They're about them. They're telling their story. And there's a part of them that are saying, oh, God, he's doing something else. Oh, crap. Really? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing something else. I'm learning some new skill. I'm learning how to engage in this environment called video and internet and social media, because this is the new medium. I mean, think about it. COVID-19 didn't teach us anything. It taught us that you're going to be in front of a camera. You're going to be talking to people via an electronic device. And if you're not good at it, if you can't convey your message clearly in that format, you are going to fail. Now, of course, I took it to the next level because I love a challenge. And even if this falls away, let's just say I get tired of talking. Now, there's not much chance of that actually happening, okay? There's not much chance of me stepping away and all of a sudden just saying, I'm done. I'm done with this. Because it's cool. Do you realize I don't know any other podcaster personally? I have never met another real-life podcaster, someone who gets up every day and makes a podcast. Now, I know a couple videographers. I know a couple guys that are doing good. J.D. Rutherford, a guy that I used to teach while he was in prison because he was one of the inmates, and I don't think he minds me saying that, but J.D. Rutherford is a hell of a YouTube star. He's rocking it. He's got a YouTube channel called Prison Break Raw, and if you're into that thing, now I worked in the prison, so it doesn't attract me at all. But JD's got it going on. He's a former gang member. He may still be a gang member, but he got a lot of stories to tell. And all it amounted to was JD saying, bruh, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. No, you're not. So you're not stopping me. I'm not going to take the title of convict and work at Carl Jr. And that's not to say that the guys at Carl Jr. don't have value, because they do. But my point is that your pinnacle? Is that where you honestly believe? Is that where you're going to stop? And if you stop, then you need to ask yourself the question, why? Are you stopping because it's a friggin' amazing adventure and you can't imagine yourself doing anything else? Or are you stopping because there are too many things in your way? Oh, I'm an ex-convict. I'm an ex-felon. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm not good enough. I don't have an education. I mean, it's bad enough that the world hands us all these stumbling blocks. Inequality and racism and bigoted and the glass ceiling that women face. I mean, the women in the working world, I was appalled at the number of women in the working world who are substandard, not because they do a substandard job, but because that's how they're valued among their male counterparts. It's a sad state. Is it changing? Yes, it's changing. The disparity between minorities and the white people as far as their income and their education levels and their levels of poverty. Yeah. But that's still, I mean, but we can use those hurdles, and everyone faces some hurdle. And the thing is, no matter where you are, that's where you are until you change it. The question you need to ask yourself is back to what's stopping you. So I think I'm about done with this one. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. This is actually, in this series, this has probably been one of the best ones I've done, because I'm starting to feel like me. I'm starting to feel like maybe I don't need to give two shits about what anyone thinks. I just need to tell the story the way it is. If you like it, you'll watch it. You'll listen to it. If you don't, you won't. But I'm not giving up on you. I know there's someone out there that is ready to look at their life and say, God damn it, this isn't a lot of fun. Why in the hell are we all doing it, right? And maybe that's you. Maybe it's not. This isn't for everyone. This is just for the people who are tired of living that grind it out every day, lead you around by your nose life, and actually want to wake up to something exciting. Wake up to some new adventure that's scary and challenging and a little bit fun, and maybe ends up with laughter every time you attempt it and fail. Something to shoot for. Anyway, when you wake up tomorrow morning and you think about all the things you'd like to do, just pick one and then make a long list of all the reasons you can't and everything that's stopping you, and then start picking them off one by one. And I guarantee before you know it, you'll be right where you want to be. So anyway, until next time, just remember, my name is Chris Hawkes, and today is your day. Make it a good one.